Thanks for tuning in to our seller interview series. Today, we've got a subscription and service business package for sale in the technology niche. Created in April 2013, this business makes $3,598 per month in net profit, and the listing number for this business is 41033. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the businesses they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, Mickey.
Hello, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Before we dive into the business a little bit more here, I just want to give a quick summary of the business for everyone listening. And I already mentioned it was built in April 2013, has a monthly revenue of $4,581 and expenses sitting at $983 for that net profit of $3,598. Now that is over a 12-month average, and included with the sale of the business is the domains, the site content files, the brand's commercial signs such as the trademark in Greece, source files for the logos and fonts, the client subscriber list, social media accounts, email list, and the discounted hosting service that is currently used by the seller if the new buyer chooses to continue that hosting. So that being said, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, I was mostly a domainer back in the days, and I was pretty good one back then. But as years went by, I realized that I had to build a real business to keep on going. So I was into development and into support as well. So the first thing that came into my mind was to build a website which is related to these services.
Excellent. So you actually already kind of had the skills and somewhat of an interest in kind of a market gap is the reason why you chose to build this business?
Yeah, I was in that market already here in Greece. So I was aware of that gap. So I'm not a marketing guru or an expert. I was just lucky to see the gap and take the opportunity and create a business.
Now, for someone looking at this business and perhaps, this could be their first online acquisition, could you just briefly describe how this business is making money?
Yeah, of course. It receives some Google queries. So from there, people are looking for support. It's going to be small repairs, usually site migrations, site cleaning from malware, and so on. So what the owner does or the contractor is to repair those issues. It's pretty straightforward as a service. The client comes to you, he has a problem, and you solve that problem in 1, 2, or 3 days max.
So since the business is fairly straightforward and you seem to know it quite well, why are you selling the business? Why not just keep it and grow it?
To be honest, this is very tempting still, but I want to get into another business area because I'm in Greece and the tourism here is doing very good, and I'm looking to get into a land business. So I need that money to invest to that business, but I still consider my current business a great one. I'm not selling, to cash out for an exit. I'm trying to reinvest.
So you're looking to take the capital that you gain from the sale of this business to put into buying an offline business, is that correct, or tourism?
Yeah, offline at the beginning, but maybe next I'm gonna get it online, but
Cool.
it has nothing to do with the current one.
When you first started this business, what was the trajectory like? Did you find you were getting clients and customers pretty quickly, or did it take a while?
Well, for me it was like a miracle because I set up a landing page, pretty awful, as I see it now, and after 2 days I received my first traffic, my first visitors from Google, and after 1 day, in 3 days, I got my first paid request.
Nice. Very cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is what I tell into my colleagues because it's like Google or people were out there looking for a service, and I was lucky enough to have the insight and create that. So, it was a good mix.
Is there anything you learned from this business in particular? Perhaps you will even apply it to your tourism business once it becomes more of an online endeavor. Is there anything you learned that just worked really well for you with this business?
Yeah, first of all, you get paid upfront or the fee. You don't work first and get paid later. Then you never wait for a business idea to grow. You act. You put it on paper and then on site and you act. That's the main two things.
Is there anything you tried that you thought was going to be successful and just wasn't quite as successful as you thought it was going to be?
No, I'm not too aggressive in my business choices. I try to grow the business step by step, so it's very calculated. And I think that this is also a bad thing for me. But this is how I work.
So you're saying you work step by step, and that might be a bad thing for you. What could you go into as why that might be?
Yeah, this way, a bit afraid to scale and, to lose control.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to create the right environment around me and then try to scale. So maybe it's how I grew up, but this is a minus. Yeah, it's not the best thing for someone.
So you're currently doing all the work yourself, is that correct? Or do you have a contractor or some kind of team as well?
Not anymore. Yeah, I have a contractor and who is gonna work with the new owner as well. And again, one more advice. His country and is very good for getting contractors, just like Philippines, but it's in Europe. So the new owner can multiply the contractors from the same country or can open an office there. And I do the rest of the work. I reply tickets, I forward tickets, and I quote. I set the price for each service.
Now, where are you getting these clients? Like, how are you actually acquiring your customers? Are they all coming from organic search like Google, or are you doing any kind of paid traffic?
Greg, at first, yeah, it was Google, and I never paid a big amount of traffic. I mean, I paid for Google AdWords or Facebook, but it was, let's say, $20. It's not a big amount. So most of it comes from Google, but the last 2 years, I have enough clients and they come back or they refer other clients. So I can say that for 1 year, someone can live just with the same clients.
When it comes to your services, are you offering mainly one service or do you have multiple different services underneath different subscription levels, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to, this is not like an interview for me to sell something. It's more like an interview to introduce an idea and an opportunity. The first thing for me is to get the client come to me. So he has an issue with the site, small issue. I fix it, repair that. And then if he's a good client in my eyes, if he's trustworthy and let's say he doesn't need a lot of time to reply and set an issue, I convert him to subscription. Of course, it's not so easy, but mainly I choose which client will get into a subscription model where I have two routes. First one is the maintenance, where I have two plans. The second route is the hosting, the managed hosting, which have again two plans of hosting.
So if a client is good, you convince them to do the subscription-based service, and it's kind of like a productized service at that point. Is that correct?
Yeah, for me, I call it a boutique service, but for me, I keep the boutique clients.
Keep all the good ones, yeah. I hear you on that. How stable are the earnings? Like, how long do your clients stay with you? So you're doing a few one-offs, and then you're also converting some of them into a subscription. So how long do they typically stay on that subscription?
They are pretty stable. I mean, in 2 years that I started the subscription model, I have lost, let's say, 3 or 4 clients. And the same month, I gained those clients as new, So nice. They never go away because they are very dependent of my service because they have usually other jobs to do. So it's very serious issue for them to have someone to maintain or host their website.
Nice. And do you find any kind of seasonality in this business at all, or is it pretty stable throughout the year?
No, Greg, I could say that summer is a bit slow, but this month, July, exploded. So.
Oh, really? Wow.
There's no seasonality, no.
Usually July is kind of a general industry slowdown, What could you say is the reason for the explosion? Do you know? Did you go viral on Reddit or something?
No, I think it's my brand because I've been in this niche for 3 years and a bit more. And my brand is 4 years, sorry. It's well known already. So people come back to me because the search traffic is stable, but I have repeating clients. So I get more repeating clients as the months go by. They stack up.
For someone that is looking at this business, let's say they don't know anything developer, they're just not a developer at all. Their mind just doesn't work that way. What is your best recommendation for those kind of buyers on how to run this business? And I know you already have like one contractor in place that can take over a lot of it, but maybe you can go into a little bit more in depth there.
Yeah, first of all, I wish I was that guy. Yeah, right now. they should keep the contractor and add one more contractor to handle the support requests. But that second contractor should have more marketing mind, mostly. Being a developer or if he knows about support, that's a good thing. But the first thing is to know how to handle clients and how to create leads and convert them into subscriptions. So two people at the moment, one developer and one more, either a developer or someone that knows about internet business and software, he's good to go. It's going to be fine.
Let's pretend you're going to keep the business and you wanted to grow it. What would be the least risky path you'd focus on to grow this business?
Subscription, focus on the security needs, because I forgot to mention that I have a huge portion of client that comes to me to clean their sites. They could focus on that niche, the cleaning, the security needs, and they convert easier to subscriptions.
Now, what would you do if you were just incredibly risky and you wanted to grow this business just as quickly as humanly possible? Would you do anything different?
That's the most difficult question because I'm not risky. Let's say I could get one more guy for my place and two more guys, one for content and one for marketing.
Yeah, that seems like a good mix there to grow the business and also scale the operations.
Yeah,
what do you think
at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think the biggest risk is to this business that buyers should be aware of?
The competition, because it's a very good niche, very popular. 1/3 of sites in the web are built with WordPress, and there is a big audience out there. But there are also other companies that come into and play at the same field.
You already mentioned a little bit about what you're doing on a weekly basis here. Could you just briefly describe what you're doing weekly and monthly to maintain the business as is currently?
Yeah, it's not a monthly thing, it's a weekly thing or a daily, it repeats each day. First thing is to reply to support requests and quote as well for any issue that is present. And if the client wants to proceed, I send him or her the payment and the details link where they send their login details. And if that's done, I forward that ticket to my contractor. That's for the service one. And then it's creating content, which I'm not good at it. When I create content, it's great, but I'm not into the mood very often.
The writing mood doesn't strike you often, eh?
Yeah. Once per month, I create some content or pay someone else to do it, but always I keep the control. I always read and correct, because for me, it's not creating 4 or 5 articles per week. It's one article that it's good, it has value.
Quality is definitely important, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I do daily or weekly or monthly.
Moving into some wrap-up questions here, would you be willing to commit to a non-compete with the buyer?
Absolutely, yeah. If I was keep going into this business, I will keep my company, So right. Because it's in a great state and it's actually waiting to explode. I wouldn't sell at all.
How much support would you be willing to offer a buyer?
I'm going to support him or her for 1 month. Of course, I'm not going to teach him how to run a business, but I'm going to be very positive in any issue he's going to have. I'm going to be available on Skype 1 hour per week for chatting. And after that, I can commit for 3 months into paid support or even a bit more. It depends on my time. But let's say 1 month and 3 more.
Now, obviously, the best case scenario here for you and for Empire Flippers is someone comes in and buys this business for full list price. But that being said, would you at all be open to a split or earn out, say 80% up front and 20% paid out over a period of a couple months or a few months, something along those lines?
Yeah, of course, no problem. I'm not willing to risk or negotiate the current listing price. So I'm going to make it easier for a buyer. But the listing price for me, it's the least I'm going to sell this business.
Excellent. I have one final question for you, Maki. But before I ask you, I just want to give a quick summary again of the business for everyone listening in. The business was built in April 2013, has a monthly revenue of $4,581 with expenses sitting at $983 for that net profit of $3,598. Now that is over a 12-month average. Included with the sale of the business is the domain, the site content files, the brand's commercial signs, such as the trademark in Greece, source files for logos and fonts, the client subscriber list, the social media accounts, email list, and of course the discounted hosting service that is currently used by the seller that the new buyer can continue to use if they so choose. So my final question for you is, what is your best pitch in 30 seconds or less on why someone should purchase this business?
Ride the WordPress wave, be into a great community and get some airtime and be involved into something great, which is WordPress.
Yeah, excellent. I think that this is a cool service. It's definitely in a big niche. You mentioned WordPress is about a third of all websites on the internet. It sounds like you have some pretty solid organic traffic and you set up a contractor as well. So someone was more of a marketing mind than a developer mind, they might be able to exploit that a little bit more. For everyone out there, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want more information, the link will be below this video that will take you to the marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the actual listing page and you want more information, you can become a depositor today. All you have to do is click the button, make a deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. So Maki, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. I had a great time. I could do it for 2 more hours, to be honest. Nice.
You're too kind.
Thanks a lot.